Ho, ho, ho! Hello, everybody, and happy holidays. Welcome to the holiday edition of the Trisbrina Show. This is going to be a really fun show because we're going to share with you three moves, three things we all really need during this holiday time with the holiday hustle. There's going to be one move for less stress. There's going to be another move for more stamina, and there's going to be a third move for better sleep. So we're going to slay those three S's.
Welcome everyone, Tristan and Sabrina here. We've got Miss Santa Claus. You're looking very Christmassy.
Thank you.
Loving the lips. Are those called Christmas lips?
Yes. Kissable Christmas lips.
Is that really the name?
No.
The brand?
True Red.
Yes, we've got some fun ahead. In addition to Christmas lips, we've got Christmas moves, holiday moves, de-stressors, stamina boosters, as you said, and things
Better
to
sleeps.
help you sleep like a baby. So, hello. We see you guys out there in video land. Welcome
And the
to
reason
party.
that we picked these three S's is because, let's talk about stress. Even though the holidays are fun, sometimes it can be more responsibilities, getting more things done, more deadlines, and also being around family and being around people, that it can be kind of overwhelming, especially if you're more of an introvert, just trying to, make sure, you have to see them and you have to see them and make sure you do this and all that stuff. So that's the less stress. And then more stamina. It seems like there's more stuff to do right now. Stamina is energy. So how can you kick it up a notch when your body's going, I'm ready for tie-tie. And you can say, not yet. And then if you're like me, when you go to bed at night, there's a tendency for the brain to go, what did you forget to do today? What do you need to get done tomorrow? In order for tomorrow to be a great day, what needs to get done? So that's why we're going to address better sleep. So we hope these three moves will really help you with any holiday hustle.
I've got my moves ready to share, and Sabrina and I have been talking a lot about lately the spirit of Christmas and the joy of the holidays, and really leaning into what is the deeper meanings behind some of these holiday symbolisms as well. And just I thought maybe you could drop a couple of insights and things about that as I prepare for the
You could have told me ahead of time, though, couldn't you? Yeah.
I could have. Well, let's join in with the friends who are here. What's some of the things that you've been really loving about the holiday season? Like I was looking around the house last night, and join us in the chat if you'd like. I was seeing all this light everywhere, like a lot more light in the house because there's a Christmas tree in our home.
And lights everywhere and sparkles and twinkles.
Thanks
and
to Sabrina's mom, Rita. She brings a lot of light into our lives, and she's sharing her joy of the light through our home during this holiday season. So it's a beautiful excuse. We were at an area called the Galleria the other night. We were just taking a little stroll, a little walk, and they set up a little area where people could ice skate. And so the kiddos were out there, and they did a arts and crafts fair, and all the lights were out. And so we were just walking, holding hands, and enjoying this season, and taking a moment to appreciate the symbolism. So what does light mean for Miss Sabrina as I set up the room? Why do you love the light?
Yeah, it's, I love when the houses have the light on the outside. And in the neighborhood that we live in, there's a lot of people who also celebrate Diwali. So it starts early. And then to add to the Diwali lights, we have the Christmas lights. And I'm always like, can't we just all leave them up? Can't we just leave them up? Because everything, I think that light makes everything look more joyful. And joy is more than happy. It's like a light when you see a house and it's twinkling with light. There's something about it that just uplifts your spirit with that potential, with lightness.
And then there's the light, and it's calling us home. If we could just go there for a moment. As I was sitting with you on the couch, and you said, this is a perfect moment. And there was something about just snuggling on the couch. Little Kingsley was there with us. We were watching a rom-com. There was light all around us, and I felt the calling of the light. And there's a light within us. There are moments of enlightenment where we feel so connected to the divine.
Yeah.
And then there are these excuses all around us to remember the light and the love And isn't that what the holiday is about? Like, I was listening to the song, it's the most
Wonderful time of the year.
right? Why are we singing these songs? Because human beings come together during this time to celebrate the light. What's at the top of the Christmas tree? It's a star. It's the guiding light. It's that North Star that's always guiding us home. And the movements that we want to share with you today, they're to bring the light out.
Yeah.
You know, yes, we can de-stress, but what happens after we shake it off? We can recenter and recalibrate. What happens when we sleep deeply? We can go into that light that loves on us while we're in slumber. And when we want to be strong for others or strong during the craziness of the holiday season and have more stamina, isn't that us connecting to that inner light that stands for love and stands for truth? I just wanted to kind of sync them up because I'm just loving all of this light.
And the holidays are also a time that we remember friends, family, loved ones that we don't get to see very often, or maybe who have passed. Last night, Mom walked me around the house and she was showing me, my sister Claudette gave me this snowman. My sister Ellen gave me this rocking snowman. My sister Linda gave me this when she went to the Vatican, this nativity scene. My mom gave me this, and my mother gave me that. And just going through the different gifts. Betty gave me this, that as the decorations happen, a lot of times the memories are flooded in. And I know it's also a challenging time for many of us because as those memories flood in and we want to appreciate those people in our lives and we want to appreciate the time, sometimes there's some sadness and some grief associated with it. And there's no obligation to put on a happy face, and it's okay to miss people. We're missing people. Tristan just did a Facebook post about where's my mom on Christmas? Like that's really tough. Or where's my cat? Or where's my puppy? Or these people who have spent those times with us, we really miss them right now. So I just want to honor that in all of you, and that it's okay.
All emotions
to be sad.
It's okay. And all emotions are helping us to remember the light, right? Even sadness, sometimes it's the light finding its way through us. I wore one more thing. I wore this shirt today to honor India.
It's the Christmas elephant, if you haven't heard of him.
He's pretty cool. And last night when we went to sleep, I said, Sabrina, I'd like to read you a book that I read years ago as a bedtime story. And it's called The Divine Romance with Yogananda. And it's his teachings and essays that his disciples brought together into a book. And he started speaking in the beginning chapter about love and human love and how beautiful emotions are, human love emotions, because the divine has been embedded into those emotions. It's there, and it's bringing us to joy. And ultimately, he says, in my articulation of this, that love can become bliss.
Yeah.
That's when it's God's love. When it's so pregnant with the divine, there's no taint anymore, right? When you look through a window that's got some taint on it or some dirt, there's no mind or fear. It's just pure clarity, and it's the light can pour through, and that's divine love. And that to me is what the light is. It's a reminder. And I wore this shirt because Yogananda is originally from India, and I have a love for connecting to the light through the power of meditation that we learned through these practices, and Yogananda was a big part of it. So,
well, two other things
that light that he teaches.
Yogananda said in that first little bit that you read to me last night that I loved is he talked about trying to explain to someone the way that they are loved by God. And he said the closest thing, excuse me, let me turn off my spam, is this quality that is in humans and animals that happens when you become a mother, the way a mother loves a child.
Unconditional love.
That when the child is bad, it's like, I don't know, I don't like what you did, but I love you. I can't help but love you. There's this instinct. And if we could really understand that we are so loved, like the mother that just can't help but love us, and there's a softness to it. And I really, really enjoyed that analogy because it reminds me of the way my mother loves me, but also the way I love to mother, right? Like when Kingsley, he does some bad things, but I just love him and forgive him. And the other thing that Yogananda said, that those of you, especially that are in the dojo, he talked about the energy, using the brain to focus the energy, but then feeling the experience of it as the heart opens up. And I'm like...
That it has to drop into the heart.
Because he was born in the 1800s. Do you remember that?
He was, and he lived into the 1920s.
We think this is this cool thing that we discovered so recently. It's so quantum. No, it's not. So I love that Yogananda was saying that in the early 1900s. He was talking about the brain
back in the day.
Yeah.
Miss Bonnie, we see you here. She says, the light in me sees the light in you. And thank you for, brings that conversation full circle. The term namaste, which so many people would look at us in India and they would say, namaste. They're saying, I see the light in you and I see the light in me, and together we are one. And so this holiday season, let's see the light in each other and even in perfect strangers. And remember, it's always the light that's calling us home to make those choices of unconditional love whenever possible. And these techniques that we're going to show you will help you to stay connected to who you are so that it's easy to be beautiful.
All right, well, let's get the camera focused on you. I'll go over here. If you have any specific questions and they are applicable to the movement, I'll toss them to the Elephant Man, and you can...
Elephant Man?
Work on it.
That's a new one. Okay. TC, let us know, how does it sound? So these are going to be what Sabrina calls the Jane Fonda approach. So I'm going to talk and teach and demo and do them at the same time. Make sense? So I'll talk you through it. We'll do them together. There are 3. Let's start with the first one. And some of you may already know this. It's to move your body in a way that you're shaking off the stress. Okay, so stress creeps up slowly. You don't even know it. It's sort of like the analogy of the frog in the water that's lukewarm, but there's a fire underneath. And next thing you know, it's cooking, and we get cooked by stress. Stress very slowly erodes our nervous system and our tissues. And so it's so important for us to curb it and to release it on a regular. So this technique, I'm just going to bow in with you, is known as bouncing and shaking. And so most people can bounce through their legs up and down like this. But if you can't, you can shake in and out like that. Like my knees are shaking, right? Quivering in my boots. But up and down is ideal. And just sit your booty down. Feel that you've got a nice long spine. There's this imaginary hook on the top of your head lifting you. It's called the sky hook. We're pulling from the art of Qigong with these techniques today. And then you just open your arms up, open your hands, and then bounce. So that's the first part. Part of this is grounding you, getting out of worry, stress, being too in your head, and getting you back in your body. And then we start to release with the shaking of the hands. Okay, so we're shake, 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 shake. Shake your hands. And bring them up.
I don't think that mic's on.
Oh, you're right, it's not. Thank you. Well, you guys are going to hear me now. So bounce and shake.
Thank you, Vera.
That's why we do the TC, the tech check. Awesome. Now bring the arms all the way up over your head and keep shaking. So this is something that you can easily do anytime. You can do it sitting, standing. So I'm just bouncing and bringing the arms up and down. And you can, let's say, do this for 30 seconds to a minute. And when you're done, you do a check-in, a standing meditation. Just relax your arms by your side, soften your knees, and take some nice soothing breaths in your belly. And notice how your energy of your body is more open and relaxed. It's very grounding, very simple. Bounce and shake. Here's another one for your legs if you're having trouble with your knees. Hold on to a chair or stool or stick and shake your leg. And just shake the stress out. Stress gets stuck in the tissues and turns into tension. And it sneaks up over time. You ever look at people when they've been under stress and duress for a long time and they kind of move really tight and their body seems really compressed and they have shallow breathing, you want to stay youthful and light in your body, this technique does the trick. You'll even hear coaches say to their athletes after they get hit or something or they fall down, they say, shake it off. Because there's mechanoreceptors in your body and all of your skin that when you bounce and shake and relax, it clears that tension and the contraction energy, and it sends signals to the brain telling you that everything's okay. You don't have to be in an on guard position. Now, it's also helpful when you do this to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And check in one more time. So we just did 2 rounds of bounce and shake. Slow your mind by slowing your breath. Breathe in your belly. A deep diaphragmatic breath. Remember that sky hook. Lift your head. Why? Because your spine is an information highway. And if your spine is nice and long, sit your tailbone down, lift your head, the information can flow better through your spine, and it can help communicate with your body all as well. I am balanced, I'm grounded, I'm here, I'm present. Okay? So that is a good stress buster. The next exercise that we're going to do is for stamina building. Now, if you're joining us live and you've got water on hand, please drink some water now, because when we're doing these exercises, they're actually stimulating your muscles and your fascia. Fascia is connective tissue, and fascia gets dehydrated and it gets adhesions and tightness. But when you're doing the exercises from Qigong that we're doing, your fascia is starting to open up and is starting to release the tension, and you want to feed your fascia water because it's 70% water, and when the fascia starts to open up, it's ready to be hydrated. It'll become more loose and flowy. So hydrate. Okay? This next exercise, let's break it down into a couple of components. You can open your legs a little bit wider than your shoulders.
What's it called?
Oh, I haven't told you yet. But I will tell you. You're going to work with your chi, and you're going to drop your energy down. So it's called a chi drop. Okay, we're dropping some chi. Some of us have learned this, some of us this is new. The arms are out. Here's the 2 components. Pull your fists to your hips and shoot your arms out quickly. Now when you pull them in, breathe out through your mouth. And then breathe in. And we can do this through the nose and or the mouth. When you're really going for it, like big energy, you might need to breathe nose, mouth. Some of you might need to go pull a breath in through your mouth. Just be careful when you're doing a lot of them to not hyperventilate. So you might want to start a little bit slower. Breathe in through your nose. Now you see I added the squat. So when you squat, you push your knees out and then you bounce back up. You might only be going a little bit at first, so you can just try this and warm up your legs. It's got that spring-loaded feeling. All of these movements help the body to be more spongy, more agile. So that tissue, again, fascia, it has 2 types of protein, collagen and elastin. And elastin tissue is wavy. And so when we do these movements with the bouncing and the dropping, we're actually helping those tissues to create more of waviness in them. And think about that wave being sponge-like or spring-like. It's putting more spring in our tissue. So you're kind of bouncing up and down through your body. Cool? This pulls in as you breathe out, and then breathe through your nose. Let's do this together a couple of times. Let me show you from the side. Watch how the booty goes down, but it doesn't do this. It's not forwards because you're pushing your knees out, out, and that keeps your spine straight. Okay? Now we're going to take the hands after we've done 4, and we're going to go up over our head and open our ribs and stretch our body. And then we're going to pull down and turn our fists towards us and drop our elbows deep. And then we're going to breathe in and go up. And you can see how this is going to build your stamina because this is going to challenge your respiratory system. Yes, it's going to develop leg strength. Yes, it's going to get a lot of oxygen flowing through your body. And you want that because it's going to get a little bit cardio to it. Let's start slow. We're going to go 4, 4. And then we'll see how many sets we want to do. Very slow to start. Breathing out. Breathing in. Here we go. 1. Arms up. Now do your check-in and notice how you feel. So whenever you're doing Qigong exercises like this type of power breathing, you want to make sure that you're not feeling dizzy because you're asking your body to move a lot of oxygen and carbon dioxide. And so the gases are shifting. And also you're picking up your heart rate and you're asking your body to breathe faster. And so until you're able to do more without feeling dizzy at all, you want to stop, check in. If you feel at all lightheaded, you're done. If you're not, you keep going. So we're going to do another round and we're going to go for it even more. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, begin. Up. Go again. Up. You want one more? And check in. This is a stamina building exercise. Stamina for your respiratory system, stamina for your legs, your muscles, and a little bit of, you might feel your heart rate kick up. After you've done that, you want to slow everything down. So you hold this standing meditation for a moment. Check your breathing in your belly and in your chest. And see if you can bring your respiratory and system and heart rate back to normal before you do the next set. What's nice about this is you can start to challenge yourself week after week, if you want to do this on a regular, and notice your breath capacity. I have noticed that as I get older, 57 now, I am encouraging my body to exercise even more. When I was younger, I took my cardiovascular health for granted. It was part of my lifestyle as well, running around, punching, kicking, doing martial arts. After my back injury, I became more sedentary. I gained a lot of weight, and I didn't know that my cardiovascular system was getting weak. It wasn't until my father passed away because of a stroke, and my mother had a lot of respiratory complications during her illness with her battle with COVID, and both of my parents passed away. It made me think about my body and my constitution, and maybe all of us should think about things like that as we're aging. We like to call it saging. Should I be moving more? Should I be stimulating my cardiovascular system more? Yeah. Should I challenge my respiratory system? When I look at my score, I wear an Oura ring. My score tells me that my cardiovascular health is 10 years younger than my biological age, and that my cardio capacity is high. Now, that's because I do moves like I'm showing you, and I think that it's really important if we want to live a long, healthy, happy life that we take care of our lungs and our heart. So that one, you want to do it one more time after that talk? So breathe in and do it slow.
I like that you did it slow.
One more. This is something we all can do, right? Now, what you might not know is that when you're breathing strong through your nose like that and it burns a little bit, it's causing your body to produce a gas known as nitric oxide. And that's produced naturally for you. Nitric oxide is a vasodilator, so it opens up your vessels and you can breathe better. It also, nitric oxide, helps take the oxygen molecule and offload it from the hemoglobin, because remember, oxygen goes through your lungs. It goes into little capillaries at the lower lobes of the lungs, so make sure you're getting full deep breaths, because you have more capillaries at the lower lobe than you do up. So if you're doing shallow breathing, you're not getting as much oxygen in your body. This type of stimulation gets those lungs to open up and sponge-like. Now, oh, and by the way, Sabrina, we probably can link to this in the show notes. We did a training for breathing techniques to help you get even better breathing.
SatoriMethod.com/show.
SatoriMethod.com/show. It's very close to this show. If you look around, there's some really good breathing techniques to work the muscles of the chest and the lung tissue like a sponge so that you can get more oxygen in those lower lobes. Anyway, the oxygen goes into your bloodstream through those capillaries, and when it combines with blood, the hemoglobin and the oxygen, it carries it through the blood, and the nitric oxide from that breathing takes those oxygen molecules and delivers them into your tissues better. So this is so good on so many levels. Last set, here we go. Up. Last one. Up. Check in. See how you feel. Take a nice deep breath, and the more you practice, you'll notice, wow, I can breathe really well. I've got good cardiovascular capacity and respiratory capacity. Okay, great. So we've taught 2 moves. Bounce and shake to get the stress out of the body, and then the chi drops up above as well to help stimulate and build stamina. Now this one, much slower, I'm going to come closer. This is for rejuvenation, and especially before bedtime is great for a deep night's sleep. So you've got energy centers in your body, one here, and one here, inside the brain. You have actually lots of gates, depending on the system you're studying. Like if you're studying yoga, they will call there's many centers, like the throat, the heart, the solar plexus, sacrum, root. But in Qigong, there's 3 main energy centers. They're like brains. So one in your belly, one in your heart, and one in your head. And what we're going to do is we're going to balance all of them from top to bottom, bottom to top, creating a balanced polarity at the end of the day. Why? Well, sometimes we're too in our head, and so we have a lot of energy up here, and we're not really grounded in our body. So we're going to connect the head and the body. And sometimes we've been working a lot, and our bodies are exhausted, right? And we're not in that fresh, clear thinking. So we want to connect the body and the head. And then when we're done, we're going to bring the energy to the heart. If you saw the beginning of the show, we were talking about a beautiful yoga teacher named Paramahansa Yogananda. And in one of his lectures, he talked about the importance of opening up the brain and connecting to life force energy, the divine, within the brain. And so many of our subscribers and our students and people in our community love to open up their third eye with meditation. And you feel a lot of energy in your head, right? And you feel a connection to the source of all that is. And that's a beautiful thing. But what's even more beautiful and very important, and Yogananda talked about it in the book we were reading last night, The Divine Romance, and we were like, yes, so nice to hear this confirmation, that awareness, that energy, it wants to drop into the heart. And that's where it can, over time, become bliss. So you can go from like great energy, clarity, capacity, drop it into your heart, and that's what we'll do at the end. And I'll come sit down with you guys and then we'll finish the show, is let it mature in your heart. In Qigong, there's, just to add some context to today's lesson, the energy of our body, the beautiful energy, the prana, it wants to rise, the chi. It wants to rise from the root to the crown. That's how the energy evolves. And as the energy evolves, our emotions evolve. And emotions are how we read our energy. So when we were talking earlier about bliss, we were talking about the energy of compassion and kindness and goodness and love becoming so heightened that it becomes bliss. Now you can drop the energy from the head into the heart, but you can also bring the energy of the heart back up into the head. When the energy, when the chi rises and comes up into the heart, it's nurtured here. It's matured here. In Qigong, it's known as Shen. And the expression of Shen then goes up into the brain again. And then it gives off a radiant glow. Think of a candle that's lit, and you see the flicker of the candle and you see the glow all around the candle. That glow represents Shen. So we're going to do some things to balance the upper and lower body, and then we're going to bring the energies into the heart center, and then we want to allow that Shen to glow. Cool? Since we've been talking about light so much tonight. Okay, so here's how you do it. You can do it laying down in your bed, you can do it standing, and you can do it sitting. It goes like this. In the center of your palms is an energy gate. So if you just stretch your fingers for a moment, like that, and when you do it, put your mind, your awareness in your hands by breathing into your hands and stretching your fingers. So breathe in through your nose and stretch your palms. And visualize energy like a little flashlight right in the center of your palms. And then relax. Relax your fingers. Breathe right in your palm. And then relax. Do that 2 more times. Breathe in your palm. So how do you put your mind there? You just focus. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. And relax. Good. So now the Lao Gongs are a little bit more open because we're going to use them to be part of our human conduit system. So there's circuitry within our body that flows energy through our arms, our limbs, and our torso into our brain. And we're going to use our arms and our hands as extensions of the conduit. So we're going to place one hand, it doesn't matter which one, first, right over the top of our head. Now the top of the head is the crown, the Bahui. So if you can put your Lao Gong right over your crown, that's ideal. If that's too far, like if your shoulder's having trouble to stretch, then put it in front of your third eye. We have different portals into the brain, so we can go through the third eye as well. But if you can go at the top, great. Put the other hand right below your belly button. So what you can do is you can put your thumb, this is my belly button right there. Not yours, it's mine. And see, I'm just resting my hand, and my Lao Gong is right where I want it to be. It's a couple of, if this is your belly button, they say like 3 fingers below. Anyway, some say a little bit more. You just float your hand right there with a little bit of space between your physical hand and your physical body. 6 inches or so. It can be further as your energy field increases, but don't have it on your body. Just a little bit. Okay? So same above the head. All right, so that's the conduit. You see how it's creating the yin and yang, the balance symbol?
Yes.
You see it? That's the inside of the yin and yang. Okay, so now in your sitting, lying, or standing position, breathe in your belly, relax your mind, and one of the things that helps you to relax your mind is to follow your breath. So if you envision your breath flowing in through your nose and flowing down into your tummy, you'll get it. And what you can do now is, as you're breathing, is take your top hand and gently bring it down the front of your body, encouraging the energy to connect from the head to the hara. Right when your hand gets to the bottom, take the other one out and bring it up to the top. Just like that. So keep breathing in through your nose, down in your belly. As you exhale, you can help encourage the chi. Just breathe naturally, don't overthink it. Just breathing in and out on your own rhythm, nice and slow. And some of you will feel energy in your energy body, in the front of your body. Now take the bottom one out, bring it over your head, Let it float down slowly. It's a little bone marrow washing technique some of you might have recognized. And right when your Lao Gong that's floating down gets to your other hand, put it right over the other Lao Gong. And there's a lot of energy between both hands going in the lower dantian. Take the bottom one out, bring it back to the top. And you can do this a couple of times. Now, when you slowly bring that top hand down, you might want to stop in front of your third eye for a moment. And breathe in through your third eye. Feel energy pouring from your Lao Gong in your hand into your brain. And now take that beautiful brain energy down in your belly. Remember I said earlier you have 3 brains. You're connecting the upper and the bottom brain. Yin and yang within, in harmony and balance. Feel that third eye. Doesn't that feel lovely? Very calming. Just a few of these will put you in the zone. And now hold both hands at the bottom. Breathe all the way into that lower dantian. Smile a little bit because the smile starts to pull the chi up. Bring the hands up slowly. Let them turn and hold them like a butterfly in front of your heart. Now breathe into and through your heart. And as you do, open your hands and then close them. Doesn't matter which hand's in front of the other one right now. So your heart's breathing. Breathing with your hands. Breathing. Feel your heart filling with the energy of Shen. Shen is spiritual essence. Just breathe into and through your heart. Feel your heart smiling. It's known as the inner smile. Place your smile in your heart. And with your breath, sync up your hand movement with your breathing. And what you're doing is you're actually opening up the heart center with your hands. Can you feel that? Now, by having both hands, one on top of the other, you have a lot of energy from both of your Lao Gong over your heart. So you should be able to feel quite a bit of electromagnetic energy in this zone. Very good. Now we're going to take the hands and open them up and bring them so the heels of the hands rest right on the heart. You've probably seen the giving hands position where the hand icon looks like this. Your hands now are connected to your heart and they're sending the energy up into your brain. So leave the hands and fingers here and send the chi up. So we talked about bringing the energy back into the heart and letting it mature. And now bring it back up into the brain, into full bliss. And here comes the Shen. And give the glow off. And give it up. And hold your hands above your head. And share your light. You're sitting at the top of your Christmas tree. When you look at someone in meditation, sitting with their legs crossed, they look like a Christmas tree. You're radiating your light from your heart through your brain into the world. Be the light. And then bring your feet together and your hands back to heart center. And if that doesn't clear the stress, it puts you into the most amazing state to rejuvenate. It's a beautiful thing to do before sleeping. So let's review. Sitting, standing, or lying. One hand at the lower dantian, one at the top, and one down the body, and put your mind in your lower belly. Bring the hand out and do that a few times, just like that. And feel the energy of both hands bring the energy up to the heart. Breathe through the heart. Feel the chi becoming Shen, becoming love. Bring the hands in and share the message and the love energy of the heart up into the brain. And bring it up and serve it up. And be the light. be the lighthouse, and then close your session. I find that to be a simple and yet very powerful practice before going to sleep. There you have 3 exercises to help you slay the holiday.
Slay the holiday hustle.
We hope that those serve you and that you enjoyed them.
Yeah, they've really appreciated in the chat that you went very slow so they understood it so that they could then follow along.
Beautiful. Well, I love the bouncing and shaking. That's one of the big exercises in Qigong that we use all the time. It's so effective. And then we absolutely love the Qi drops to build your stamina, to feel strong. And that last technique that I haven't taught you guys before is something that is coming through. Play with it. Keep us informed of how much you experience from that.
You could call it Oh Holy Night.
Oh Holy Night. Yummy.
Right? Because it's for better sleep.
Yeah. Susan says, wow, that was fantastic. Just what I needed. Thank you. Yummy, says Debbie. Would do these at different times of the day. Yeah, absolutely. I think do the bounce and shake anytime you need to shake it off. Anytime you're feeling stressed out or you just feeling a little stagnant, maybe you've been working at your computer or I don't know, whatever you've been doing. Get up, bounce and shake. That's a go-to. The Qi drops, I think those are fantastic for building your stamina. Do them as often as you want. And then try doing this one each night for through the holiday and see how much energy you can. That the whole thing about bringing the mind back into the body, that's why the hand goes down like that. That's really, really powerful to get back in your body. Most people, we all use our head a lot, and we're so pulled in so many directions. All of us, myself included. Mm-hmm. And so you bring the Qi, the energy. Could you not feel it dropping down? And then take that energy from the body back up into the heart, and then let the heart inform the brain of the joy and the love that lives within. Mm-hmm. And then maybe just go into meditation.
And we will put the replay of this on the website, satorimethod.com, and it's always under /show. And I'll send out an email so it's really easy for you to get to it. And like Tristan mentioned during the training, I think it was the last Trisbrina Show, we showed 3 exercises to help you breathe better, because sometimes in the winter, in the cold, with colds, with flus, with COVID and everything, you really want to keep those lungs really flexible before you have an issue, right? Someone said to us the other day, well, I don't have a breathing issue. We're like, don't you want to stay that way?
I like that. The bounce and shake right when you're waiting for an elevator. That's a perfect time. Absolutely.
You could do it in line for the bathroom and people would let you cut in front of them.
They'll think that you really need to go. That's hilarious. Only Sabrina would think of that. All right, everybody. Merry holidays.
Ho, ho, ho. If you're in the dojo classes, we will see you in an hour and 15 minutes for the Energy Trifecta class, and then tomorrow morning for Satori Skull.
Sounds about right. Much love.
Let's do a ho-ho picture.
A ho-ho.
There's a frosty